All right, here we go. My name's Jeff Kay, and you're listening to episode 494 of the world-famous West Virginia Surf Report podcast. The storm of the century is going to hit us tomorrow, supposedly. Tomorrow, as in Sunday. Today's Saturday, as I record this. Sunday, we're going to get hit by the hammer of the gods, and I don't mean Led Zeppelin. At least not today. Not in this context. Next time I talk about hammer of the gods, I'll probably be talking about Led Zeppelin, but not this time. Anyway, 14 inches, supposedly, according to the Weather Underground, which is the my weather app of choice. It's now saying 14 inches on Sunday, 0.5 today, Saturday, 14 on Sunday, 0 on Monday. That's what it's saying. I don't know. Everybody's been buzzing about this all week, and the forecast has not gotten better. You know, I mean, earlier it was saying 11 inches. This is like a couple days ago, 11 inches. And then it went down to 9. I'm like, all right, they're downgrading it. This thing's moving away. You know, it's going to miss us, you know. But now it's up to 14. It's moving in the wrong direction. Bullshit, you know. So Tony and I went out today and did our, emergency food prep. We got to get snacks up in here. I said we got to go out and get some stuff. So we got to be prepared. I mean, we're going to be locked down for like one day. We're going to be locked. We won't be able to leave the house for one whole day. So we have to get at least 3 weeks worth of groceries. Isn't that the way it works? So anyway, we went and had lunch at Rosario's. Very good, excellent. Had 2 slices, my usual 2 slices, and a root beer. Root beer is fantastic with pizza. Why is it so perfect? It just goes, you know. You get pizza and root beer. Beautiful. Anyway, so we went there. Then we went over to Garrity's and got some stuff. Tony bought some stuff from the deli, some lunch meat, whatever. I got some single beers, those big 19-ounces. I got some Truth, Rheingeist Truth IPA, Cincy made. I got some of those, and then we went to another grocery store, Wise. Some people pronounce it differently. I don't know if it's Wise Markets or Weiss. I don't know. Everybody pronounces it. Anyway, we went there, and I bought a whole bunch of stuff. I bought $40 worth of crap. You know, I bought a pound of ham. I bought some stuff to go on, like to make sandwiches. I got some shredded lettuce. You know, that shredded lettuce that you can buy at the grocery store, it's better than just shredding it on your own. I don't know why. Why is it better? But I bought a sack of shredded lettuce. Tomato. I bought all kinds of stuff. I bought some hot dogs. Bought some hot dog buns. I bought some chips. I don't know. That's some of those little wax donuts, those little mini donuts, those chocolates, those chocolate bitches. They're like made out of wax, kind of. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know. It feels like there's more. There's other stuff too. We gotta have that stuff loaded up. We gotta have snacks up in here. I mean, we won't be able to leave the house for a day. What are you gonna do? And then I got a 12-pack of beer, another kind of beer, Trogs, Blizzard of Hops. Yep, Trogs, one of my favorites. If we ever leave Pennsylvania, Tony's asked me this before, if we actually do leave Pennsylvania as we plan to do, she goes, what will you? Is there anything that you'll miss? I said Trogs Brewing Company. That's what I'll miss. That's at the top of my list. Fantastic. They're in Hershey, Pennsylvania. But anyway, so we're set. I think we're all set. We got that shit loaded up. So place was pandemonium. I mean, everybody's in there just filling their carts above the rim. People are crazy. I mean, I bought $40 worth of stuff. Well, not even counting the beer. But, I mean, I didn't buy like $300 worth. I don't know. You'll be stuck in the house for a day. Take it down a notch. You don't need. You're not. It's not going to be like an underground bunker, like a post-apocalyptic situation. You're not going to be having to go underground for a couple months. It'll be a day or a day and a half. You people are crazy. Everybody's insane. Let me ask you something. Something happened the other day, and I want to know, that Am I the Asshole thing on Reddit? I want you to tell me if I'm the asshole in this situation. I already told somebody at work, and they said yes. All right. But, I don't want to influence you, but I need to know if you think if I am the asshole in this. Okay, so I come home from work late, 1 o'clock in the morning. Tony's already relocated from the bed to the living room. She doesn't. She starts in the bed and then she relocates at least once. Sometimes she relocates 2 times. Sometimes she starts in the bed, she goes to the living room, and sometimes, not often, but sometimes she goes to the family room. So she ends up sleeping in 3 different spots. I don't know. She doesn't sleep well, and she's always on the move. So, but she had already relocated to the living room. I went downstairs to the bunker and messed around on the computer. I don't know what I did, and I went to bed around 2 o'clock. Went up there at 2 a.m. I get into the bed, and I'm like situating the covers. It's cold. It's really cold. Every day's cold, breathtakingly cold. We were out there today, and it's just like it's hard to even breathe. It's so cold. It says something like feels like minus 14 or something like that. I guess it's bracingly cold, So it's cold. I'm trying to situate the covers, make sure I'm trying to build my nest. When you get in bed, you kind of build your nest. I get it. I'm moving around and getting everything situated, and something fell off the bed. It sounded like a chain, like a metal chain. Like it sounded weird, like it hit the floor, and it sounded like it was something long and metallic hit the floor. And I'm like, what the hell's that? What the hell? I mean, Tony works up there, so I don't know. I don't know. There's all, it was something that was on the bed, fell off when I was messing around. It hit the floor, and so it sounded like it was on Tony's side of the bed. I took my phone, turned on the flashlight, and shined it on the floor to see if there's something. I didn't see anything. I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to sleep. Fuck it. So I apologize for the language, but I don't see anything. I did my due diligence. So I went to sleep. Right, next morning, 7 a.m. She comes in there and she steps on glass, broken glass, barefoot. I mean, luckily it wasn't it didn't hurt her, but she was howling. She was like, "What in the? What is this?" I said, "I don't." So what are you talking about? I'm sleeping, man. I'd only been asleep for 5. I went to sleep at 2 or so. Then it's 7. I was in a deep REM sleep. I was in my REM sleep. She comes in there, steps on a shard of glass. She goes, "What is this? What is all over the floor?" I'm like, awakened. I'm like, "What are you talking? What? Who? Where?" What's going on? She goes, "I just stepped on. Why is all this glass all over the floor?" I said, "Glass." I said, "When I got in the bed, something fell off. It sounded like a chain or a belt or something." She goes, it's glass. There's glass all over the floor. It's shattered almost. I stepped on some of it. It's in my foot. It's embedded in my foot. There's like a shard of it in my foot. She goes, you just leave this stuff for me? I could step on it, come in here barefoot? So she was freaking pissed, you know. She was like really mad. I'm like, I don't know. I didn't know. I looked. I said, I did my due diligence. She goes, how could you miss it? Except it was down on the end of the bed. It sounded like it hit on the side. It was down at the foot of the bed. I said, what is it? What was it? Before it exploded like that. She goes, it looks like it was a bowl of some sort. I said, why is there a bowl in the bed? She goes, that's beside the point. I said, I don't know. It seems like it's a part of the point. It's not beside, you know. So anyway, so what do you think about that? I mean, I don't know. I said, why is there like a four-piece place setting on the on our bed? I don't understand. She's like, so anyway, she was pissed, and I don't know. I felt bad about it. I mean, I don't want her to get hurt, but I don't know. It was like 2 a.m. and I'm tired, and I don't know. It didn't sound like glass. It did not sound. If it sounded like glass shattering, I would have got up to find out. It didn't sound like that at all, you know. So anyway, well, am I the asshole there? She was pissed. She cleaned it up. I mean, she was up there before I even had a chance to clean it up. But I don't know. Was there a bowl in our bed? That's the question. She says it's not the question. You know, the question is, why did you not get up and, you know, investigate? I don't know. I can see her side of it. I don't know. I felt bad about it. I apologized a couple times. But I don't know. Am I the asshole? Let me know. I don't know. There's a 4-piece place setting up on the bed. I don't know whether there's like dishes and like you know, pottery and shit on the bed. Like, what the? Anyway, let me know what you think about that, if you're so inclined. Speaking of grocery stores, there's big news coming out of Dunbar, my hometown, Dunbar, West Virginia. They're closing the Kroger. I think this summer they're closing it. They're not going to have any grocery store there except Aldi, which I don't know. I mean, I like that place, kinda. You know what I like about that place is the cookies. The cookies, they have a bunch of knockoffs of all the big ones, all the Keeblers and stuff, all the really good cookies. They have knockoffs of them, and they're cheap. They don't cost very much. They taste exactly like the name brand. I don't go in there very often, but when I do, I don't always buy cookies, but when I do, it's at Aldi. You know, they get some good shit in there. I don't really like that place, really, to tell you the truth. I don't know, it kind of gives me a little bit of a heebie-jeebie. You know, I don't really need Arabic toothpaste, and I don't really need crackers from who knows where, Australia, Israel, or I don't know, who knows. I don't know what this stuff is. I don't know what this stuff is. And I don't like they don't give you a bag, you know. It's like, and they're sitting on a stool when they check you out. Some stuff about it I don't like. But I like their cookies. I like their knockoffs. It's good stuff. But that's the only grocery store they're going to have. You know, I was reading something where they said there might be a Piggly Wiggly going in there. That place is still around, Piggly Wiggly, I guess. I don't know. But supposedly, somebody, and I don't know where these people get this information. I don't know how people are tapped into the grocery store rumor mill. But supposedly, when Kroger closes, see, they're going to open this massive Kroger on the other side of the river over in South Charleston. You have to go across the toll bridge, where I used to work as a toll collector, a decorated. I didn't technically serve in the military. Not technically, but I was a toll collector. Highly decorated. Anyway, you had to go across the Dunbar toll bridge. Go over there. There's like this big old super Kroger they're building over there. So they're closing the Dunbar. They're closing the Dunbar Kroger which is a normal-sized one, which is already pretty gigantic. And there's another one over in South Charleston that they're closing. And then they're going to open the gigantic one. People are in an uproar about losing their grocery store. I mean, when Dunbar lost their high school a long time ago, I mean, I graduated there, and my parents graduated there, and my parents and I are so close together in age that we had some of the same teachers. Can you believe that? That seems bizarre to me. But anyway, that's true. They had me when they were like 20. But anyway, so they lost the high school, and that caused major damage. You know, that when you don't have a high school, you don't have a high school football team to cheer on, or a basketball team, that takes away the identity and the pride, a lot of it, you know. Now they're not even going to have a grocery store. Fast Check's gone, where I worked for several years. Shithole, I might add. But I worked there. Everybody's on the take and drunk, I might add. And I'm going to say I might add again. I might add. But anyway, all they got's Aldi now. Maybe they're getting the Piggly Wiggly. I don't know. You know, one thing I remember about that Kroger store, it's in this shopping center called Dunbar Village. And it's one of the big, the big anchor store down on the end. And it was built, that whole thing was built on the city dump. I think the city dump was there at one point. I know there was this big glass plant there, and I think the dump was back there too. But anyway, so the ground, they built, they went in there and excavated all that, and they got it all ready. They built this nice, fancy-ass shopping center. But the floor started sinking, and down on the Kroger end, and the floor became uneven and unlevel, and you'd be like, in there shopping with your, you walk over to get some peanut butter off the shelf or something, and turn around and your cart's traveling, it's rolling because the floor's unlevel. And next thing you know, there's some old lady pinned against the meat case, and your cart's got crashing into some old lady. Things that start rolling. I'm not even joking. I mean, your cart would take off rolling because the floor was so unlevel. I think they closed. I think they tore it down. I think they rebuilt it. I mean, it's been fixed for many, many years, but that was like right after they opened. That thing started getting all wobbly and wonky in there. Yep. So, and another thing, the other anchor store down on the other end was called Murphy's Mart. That's what it was, Murphy's Mart, with an apostrophe S. Okay. So this is what happened. I don't know. I can't explain it. So the folks there in Dunbar, they call Kroger Kroger's. They add an apostrophe S. Murphy's Mart, they called Murphy Mart. They remove the apostrophe S. I don't know why. It's like, I don't know. I don't know how these things happen. It's like I have to do it wrong. I have to do it slightly wrong. But nobody called it Murphy's Mart. They called it Murphy Mart. Some people did call it Murphy's, but mostly people called it Murphy Mart. It was like a Kmart type thing. It turned into Ames, But anyway, it was fun. We had fun in there. We ran wild in that place when we were kids, youngsters. I'm surprised we weren't banned for life. That's where I set that firecracker off in the men's room with my friend Mike. Got pulled in the back room. They were asking us our name. I said, Jeff K. I just folded like a cheap cheap beach chair, And Mike, they asked Mike, and he goes, Zippo Hartley. He told him that his name was Zippo Hartley. All right, I don't know where that came from. It's like pulled it right out of his ass. And then they were like, now Zippo. we're going to have to call your parents. I don't know. We gave them a fake number. I gave them my mom's number. They called my mom at work. I don't know the whole thing. But anyway, but we did all kinds of crazy shit in here. We used to go in the sporting goods department and open cans of tennis balls, right? And then we'd throw them, or handballs. I think they were handballs, actually, and tennis balls both. But we used to, and we'd throw them into the cafe. There's like a restaurant in the back of it, of this big store. People would be sitting in there eating their patty melt or whatever, and a handball come flying in. It's like knock their food in the floor. I mean, I was like, we would like somebody would be the thrower, and then the rest of us would go nearby just to watch what happened. I remember somebody sitting there, and one of those, it was a tennis ball or a handball, and it hit the plate right in front of them, and there's French fries flying all over. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't bar us for life. But we went in there, we caused mayhem. We used to turn up the volume on all the stereos and just walk away. The thing would be blaring all over. I mean, you could hear it all over the store. I don't know. Anyway. But anyway, that's what I remember about that. The original, well, for me anyway, Kroger was where the Fast Check. When I worked at Fast Check, it was in the old Kroger building. That's where they were before they moved to Dunbar Village. And I remember it being Kroger when I was a kid. When I was a little kid, I remember I was in there trying to sneak a peek at Playboy magazine in there. And this girl that I go to school with come around the corner. Then I was like, I think I shrieked. I was like looking at some I don't know what year it was. I had to be in grade school. 70s, early 70s. I was looking at some pictures of some new ladies in there, and some girl from my school, my class, come around the corner, just appeared out of nowhere. And I shrieked and just walked away, and she was like laughing hysterically, bent over with laughter. Anyway, they're going to be without a grocery store. That's another one, right? Another part of their identity. I don't know if that won't affect them as much as the high school. And if Piggly Wiggly goes in there, that's good. Let's see what else I have in here. I think that's enough. I do have some calls. I have a couple calls. It came in over the old hotline. Let's start with our pal Jason. Jason down there. Well, he says he moved, so I was going to say Austin, but yeah, our old pal Jason. Here it is.
Hey Jeff, it's Jason in Austin, Texas. Actually, I just moved to Salado, Texas, which is a little tourist town, cool little place. But I wanted to clear up my hip surgery for everyone and kind of let y'all guys know what happened. So, first of all, I decided I would pick a woman doctor. I'll throw one to the ladies. It was $65,000 to get this thing done. And I thought, I'll throw one to the ladies. And so I picked one that is beautiful. She's exotic. I don't know, she's mixed, maybe half black, half white, or maybe there's some Mexican or Puerto Rican or something in there. I don't know. But anyway, she's beautiful. And so I picked her, and we did our surgery, all that shit. And by the way, the surgery's done by a robot, and she's outside of it's in a glass room with about 8 people in there, making sure, your heart's still beating and all that. But she stands on the outside of the glass enclosure with like a joystick, like an Atari joystick, and she does it like that. So that's how she did it. So I'm bragging to all my buddies about how hot my surgeon is and showed them pictures. And one of them said, that's a trainee. And I thought, what? No. No, she's not. Like, I've talked to her a bunch of times. She has small hands. Like, she's not a transvestite. You're out of your fucking mind. Anyway, on and on this guy went until finally he showed me a picture of my surgeon with a fully erect penis on a transvestite dating website. So she moonlights, or he, whatever, moonlights as a prostitute. $800 an hour will get you my doctor. So there's nothing in her face or in her anything that would make you think she has a penis. So my thinking is, I think this guy frequents transvestite websites, and that's how he recognized her, because there's no other way. There's no other way. Like, anyway, I tried to give one of the ladies, but turns out a man snuck in there and took it back from him any damn way. All right. I love y'all. Take care. Happy holidays.
Okay. Where you said you wanted to throw one to the ladies. Man, it never ends with you. But then a man snuck in there and took it away from him. I don't know what to say about that. You know, I don't know what to say about that. You're right, though. There's no way. There was this guy. I don't want to get into too many details. At a job that I worked, right? And there was this guy who was a supervisor, right? And somebody came in there one day and said that he was performing in gay pornography, like making gay porn, right? Then the thing like turned into this big thing, like groups of employees were going in the bathroom at the same time, watching it on a phone, you know, and you could hear them in there shrieking, you know. The thing went through that place like wildfire. Like one of the supervisors was doing gay porn on the side, you know. And it was like, how did you find out about this? How did you know about this? You know? I mean, it just popped up on my algorithm. I don't know. Okay. But you're right. If they had to, this guy had to be, you don't just stumble upon what you just described. Your doctor, you know, $800 an hour. She must be high end. I mean, she had small hands. You said there's nothing to indicate. I mean, she had small hands. I don't know, man. I don't know about that whole robot thing either. That thing, I don't know. That kind of freaks me out. And I think they're going to get to the point, and they might already be there, but they could do it from Brazil probably. Somebody in Brazil or somewhere, or pick any country in the world. Or, you know, they could do it across the country. Like somebody in California could perform surgery on my big fat ass up here in Pennsylvania, you know? I mean, that's the way it's going to get. But what if there's like some kind of outage or something, or some kind of glitch? Like some redneck runs into a telephone pole. Next thing you know, my left leg gets seared off because, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know how it works. I don't know. I can't have my left leg seared off. But anyway, Jason, your calls are always entertaining and always bizarre, and I appreciate it. It's fantastic. I always like when we receive a call from you. Please keep giving us calls. Great stuff. And this next call is from our old buddy Ian in Scotland, and here it is.
Hey Jeff, it's Ian in Scotland, in Florida. Here, Happy New Year. It is hot here and quite surreal. Had New Year in Florida. Christmas decorations are up. It's too hot. It's got a kind of Twin Peaks vibe for me. Very surreal, but great. Enjoying it hugely. It is a wonderful temperature. It's like high summer for me, which I'm finding a bit discombobulating. going home soon, sadly, but hope to be back quite shortly. So, I've been privy to US stuff that I never got, and wondered if you read it as much as I did. I'm talking about SNL, Saturday Night Live, particularly the early stuff with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd. That's great. Do you like it? You've not spoken about it, but I think it's in your wheelhouse, as you say. Be interesting to see if you liked all that stuff. Second thing, I told my girlfriend, Kate in Lantana,
Hi, Jeff.
about Sirius Radio renewal. And so she phoned up, and an AI agent gave her the same deal forever. So she likewise is over the moon about this. So that's it. Still here in Florida. Did you like SNL? Okay, keep up the work. Bye.
All right. I loved hearing your girlfriend's voice. Awesome. So you're in Florida again. That's right, Florida. Florda. There's no I in the middle of that. And yeah. I don't like that either. When we lived in Southern California, it would be hot. It'd be hot. I'm not talking warm. It would be hot at Christmas time. Like we had a camcorder. We had kids, we had young kids. So you had to take video of everything that happened. And we have all kinds of. We have video of Christmas morning, blazing sun outside. People are in cargo shorts, flip flops. People out there washing their car, mowing the lawn. I don't know. It's just hot. I can remember walking the week between Christmas and New Year's. I was at work and I was walking to a cafe with some other people, this outdoor cafe between Christmas and New Year's. We're going to sit out there and have a sandwich out on the sidewalk. Some guy out there playing acoustic guitar, And I remember I had like a bead of sweat going down the back of my, down the center of my back. Super hot. I mean, just hot, blazing hot. And one of the guys goes, "This is just paradise." All these yahoos, you see on the news all this snow and all this stuff. It's cold. This is paradise. Nowhere else in the world can you get, I'm like, this sucks. This sucks so bad. I hate it, I'm hot. I'm getting swamp ass at Christmas. It's just, that's not a Christmas tradition. I need to get started. My Christmas swamp ass. I don't need that. God. It's like hot, sweating, like it's like taking a napkin and just like daubing my forehead, This sucks. These guys are like, this is paradise realized. Like, you people are freaking crazy. You people are brainwashed and you're in a cult. You're lunatics. There has to be 4 seasons, It can't just be 1.5 seasons. You know what I mean? People can take that shit and pack it on a quarter turn, right? So, but anyway, your main question, do I like Saturday Night Live? I mean, I have gone through periods. I haven't watched it probably since the 2000, that era, somewhere in that neighborhood. But I've gone through periods where I really liked it. I liked the original cast. I watched it every week. I was a kid. I was young, but I loved it. It was there was like nothing like it on TV. There had been nothing like that. So the original cast was fantastic. I was must watch at my age, like high school, junior high, high school, that era. And that was the original guys like Aykroyd, Belushi, Gilda Radner, Chevy Chase, and Bill Murray, all those guys. That's the good stuff. And then I think it got really bad for a while, and then they came back with the Billy Crystal and all those guys, Adam Sandler and Chris Farley and all those guys. I liked it during that period too. There's been periods of it that and Eddie Murphy, all that stuff. I really, really liked all that stuff. And Dana Carvey, when he was doing the church lady and all that stuff, it was hilarious, So I was a big fan of it at certain points, but I haven't watched it in probably the last 20 years, 25 years. I don't know. It's kind of like not all that interested in it anymore. It's probably funny. I bet it has its moments, I watched it when Shane Gillis was on there because I'm a big fan of Shane's, and he got fired from that show before he even started because he made fun of, like, he talked with a Chinese accent or something on one of his podcasts. They just couldn't, in good conscience, they couldn't continue. Somebody would talk with a Chinese accent. So anyway, there's something like that. I don't know. But anyway, I did watch that episode, and it wasn't very funny. It had its moments, but I'm sure. One thing I realized, or one thing I noticed, is the cast is massive. Like at the beginning when they're announcing all the people in the cast, it just goes on and on. It takes like 10 minutes to list everybody. Back in the old days, it was like 7 people or something. And then Steve Martin would be there, doing his wild and crazy guy and all that stuff. Yeah, I like Saturday Night Live. I haven't watched it recently, let's put it that way. But there were periods of my life where it was very important to me. You know what I liked even more than that, though? And I don't know, Ian, if you've seen this. I don't know if this was on where you were over in Scotland. But the old Late Night with David Letterman, the NBC era. Not when he moved to CBS. That was less interesting. But when he was on After Carson, now that shit was that was the pinnacle. That was better than Saturday Night Live, in my opinion. That thing was hilarious. It was off the wall. He was biting and just curmudgeonly and hilarious. It was great. Chris Elliott on there. He was out of his mind. It was just a great show. And, it was, it was on 5 nights a week. And I liked it better than Saturday Night Live. But I liked SNL, during different periods. So I'm glad you enjoyed your latest visit to the U.S. of A. And Happy New Year to you as well. And thanks for calling, Ian. And thanks for calling, Jason. I do appreciate both of you. And call back anytime. That goes for everybody. The number, 570-290-8151. You can call me up. Give me your thoughts on any of the stuff I just mentioned. You can tell me if I'm the asshole or not. Some girl at work, woman. I need to stop saying girl. Because people get offended. A woman at work said, yeah, you're the asshole. I said, okay, well, thanks for sugarcoating it. She said, you asked. She could have cut her foot. She could have been in the ER. I said, all right, God, that's what Tony said, too. I said, all right, well, I don't know. Why is there a place setting? Anyway, you can call and weigh in on that or anything else I talked about on here or stuff I didn't even talk about. Just give me a call, 570-290-8151. And if you want 2 of these a week instead of a measly one, you can do that as well. We got it all set up for you. Just head on over to Patreon. That's Patreon, patreon.com/Jeff K. Sign up for a $4 or more monthly donation, and you'll get an extra episode every time I do one on the main network, like this one. A few days later, there's another one for patrons only. That's the folks who, donate to my cause. Support me in my efforts here. There's costs money to do this. And I don't run ads on this thing. I gotta pay Zip. I got for his what he does, and I gotta pay hosting fees. There's stuff that goes into this, So it's very important, and it's helpful. So if you want to support me and double down on the Surf Report podcast, you can do it by heading to patreon.com/JeffK. And surfreportpod.com is the web home of the podcast. There's all kinds of support materials there. You know, if there's pictures and links and articles, what have you, support materials, value added. That's at surfreportpod.com. Check that out. And we're at the end of this thing. Thank you guys for listening, and thanks for all you do. And until next time, which will be over on the Patreon side, hope you guys have yourselves a fine, fine day. I'll see you. Bye.
I'll throw one to the ladies.